a promise to these children. And while the children know very little of what's happening here, except that there's some beautiful balloons, which they'd like to get their hands on, you know what's happening. And if you somehow within you can pledge yourself to give your best to these children, then indeed this is a religious ceremony in this humanistic sense. One of the most beautiful things about any ceremony is that it brings together members of a family and close friends. Sometimes in families, sad to say, there's a division. Sometimes there's a difference of opinion over many possible things. Yet, when there's a new life in that family, I've seen it happen over and over. Those who for a time were estranged from each other come together again. There's a healing of the rift that might have occurred. So a ceremony around children, a naming, or christening, or birthday, the case may be, often brings families together. People who may not see each other, even though they're the best of friends, will travel long distances from it. Some of you have done today to be present for this day. And so there is a magic in it. There is a naturalistic miracle in welcoming these two members of this family. While I've said a few things already, and maybe we'll read a couple more, this is a shared ceremony, and there'll be others who are going to have some things to say. But I'd like to read just this poem, and I dedicate this to James and Joseph. So you two now listen, try to understand. The room is full of you. You are the newborn. If you could always be the child you are, we would gladly smash your watches in the clock, tear up the calendars to keep you young and free from care. But you have a life to live. So many discoveries, the colors of earth, the music, loving and being loved. Your face will show what you are. Your voice and smile and talent will identify you. Most of all, your life will give your name meaning. And in just a moment, I'm going to officially name each of you. At the moment, I'm going to call on Renee, the mother of these beautiful identical twins, to say a few things or to read something to you. Renee?
Your friend shall be the tall wind, the river and the tree, the sun that laughs and marches, the swallow and the sea. Your prayers shall be the murmur of daffodils in the rain, the song of wildwood thrushes that make God's land gay. And you shall run and wonder, and you shall dream and sing of brave things and bright things beyond the swallow's wing. And you shall envy no man, or hurt your heart with sighs, for I will keep you simple, that God may make you wise.
In just a moment, we will dedicate the parents to their new responsibilities. We have 4 guardians here today. Sometimes they're called godparents. We are calling them guardians. And 3 of them also have some things they'd like to say. I'll first call on Janice Napolitano. Janice? You're coming with or without the child?
Well, I really didn't know what to say when my brother asked me to. I didn't really have much time to look in books and search for poems. But really, there's nothing to say. These 2 guys, those faces, everybody can look at them and think of millions of things to say. That sums it up. And that's it.
Okay. Elizabeth, Liz, I think they know you. Liz Robinson.
I chose this poem for James and Joseph, with a wish for joy for them. It's by Whitney. Why? Who makes such a miracle? As to me, I know of nothing else but miracle. Whether I walk...
You can do it, Liz.
Whether I walk the streets of Manhattan, or dart my sight over the roofs of houses toward the sky, or wade with naked feet along the beach, just in the edge of the water, or stand under the trees in the woods, or talk by day with anyone whom I love, or sleep like honeybees busier on the hive of the summer forenoon, or animals feeding in the fields, or birds, or the wonderfulness of insects in the air, or the wonderfulness of the sundown, or of stars shining so quiet and bright, or the exquisite, delicate, thin curve of the new moon in spring. These with the rest, one and all, are the same, to me, miracles. The whole, differing yet distinct and in its place. To me, every hour of the light and dark is a miracle. Every cubic inch of space is a miracle. Every square yard of the surface of the earth is spread with the same. Every foot of the interior swarms with the same. To me, the sea is a continual miracle. The fish that swim, the rocks, the motion of the waves, the ship with people in them. What stranger miracles are there?
And the final one to say some words is Severio, Sam.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Back with my old friend Joe. Joe and I, sounds like we're getting old, but we go back a lot of years now. And sort of have taken different roads in life at different times, but always kept in good touch. And I was sort of very happy that we sort of crossed a couple of milestones together, sort of getting married around the same time, and now sharing and having children at about the same time. When I was thinking of what to say today, a lot ran through my mind, but sort of what Janice said, what was most obvious came forward, and sometimes I think that's true in life. You know, we take certain things for granted, and having children is something that we sometimes take for granted, but I think everyone here who's a parent knows that that's the most special thing that can happen in your life. And I think sometimes in our society today we get wrapped up in getting ahead and making money, and I think the greatest task now for you guys is these two guys. And that'll be your great creation in life, and that'll be your job. And I wish you all the luck, and I wish you the best.
Thanks to all of you. So now we move to the commitment of the parents who have been given this most special privilege and responsibility of raising these two children. And I'd like for them to stand for just a moment right here. Renee and Joseph, you have borne these sons, have given them a loving and sensible start in life. And so I ask you, do you now dedicate yourselves to doing the best that you can to teach them the lessons of life, giving them a rightful place in your family, not one which dominates the family, that may be hard, but one in which they are full members of the family, full persons in the affairs of the household and in the network of your love for each other and for them. And do you also dedicate yourself to help them learn that they are part of a bigger world and that one really fulfills himself or herself by being a creative and productive member of that larger world? These are my questions to you, and what do you answer?
We do.
Remember the last time you said that?
And now I'd like to invite the guardians to come forward. Janice and Chris, who will stand on this side. Elizabeth and Sal, who will stand on this side. Well, we have a double problem here, and therefore have to have a double answer, and so we do. We have guardians, which is what? All right, I was right. Take a good look. He has on the both sides. The guardians for James are Janice Napolitano and Chris Nepple, and so I also ask you for your affirmation of your commitment. You've been given a singular honor.